morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the United States. Thank you for attending today's coffee break seminar. My name is Holden Gibler. I'm an applications engineer for data physics, and today I'm going to be going over custom reporting in SignalCalc 900. So today's agenda, we're going to be going over, just for a second, quick, which is our standard reporting option, and then custom reporting. I'll be discussing how to use dollar variables and templates and report generation in SignalCalc 900. All right, and with that, we'll be jumping into SignalCalc 900. So here we have our Manage Tests tab. If you all use DP900, you'll be familiar with the screen. I generated my own report for this, or test for this demo. In order to generate a report, I need to review a run. So I'm gonna hit this plus to bring down the drop-down menu. I'm gonna see the run I wanna generate a report for. I'll double click this to move to the review tab. So here in the review tab, in order to access custom reporting, you're going to go to the top left of the screen. And the right here, you'll see a burger menu. You'll click this to access reporting. So here is the quick report option. If you click that, it'll just generate an automatic PDF document. It's quick on the fly if you need screenshots for things, but if you need more in depth, we're going to use our custom reporting. So I'm going to go ahead and click custom reporting. This will bring into our custom reporting window. So here it has custom report and then the test title and then the run information. So here, our first box here is our template box. So this is our file directory or file path to the document, which is our template document. And it's going to be a Word document, a docx file. This edit button here will actually open the template file, which we have saved, and open our dollar variable screen, which I will get to in a moment. Here is where you can select the template from a file directory. Default just is a checkbox which outputs default output custom report title. So here we have tables. So these are just parameters for inside our when we generate our custom report. So for profiles here, this is just the number of significant digits using the profiles tables, pasting the custom report. So when we generate tables, they'll have 4 significant digits for the profiles, and then same with the sensitivity parameters. Graphs here, we have an oversample. So this is just a multiplier for resolution on plots. So the minimum is going to be 1, which is just 1x, and then the highest you can go is 5x if you want a really high resolution plot. And then this checkbox here is just preserving the aspect ratios of any images we insert into our custom report. So with that, I'm going to hit edit here, and this will bring open our, for one, it'll bring open our template document, and then also our dollar variable screen. So this is meant to be done on 2 monitors and work side by side, so it's easy to edit your template. In this case, we're going to be looking at our template first. So I'll go back to my template here. So here we have just a standard Word document. You'll see these weird looking dollar variables. So these are what we call our dollar variables, and these are pretty much paths which when we click generate on our custom report, it'll populate these with the correct values that we selected. So for example, the test name will be put here under this title. And then we have other ones for the customer name, the test article, the test name again, the test description. Here in our header, we can automatically insert the date of the test. So in order to access these, we're going to go back to DP900. We're going to go to our dollar variables. So here we have a drop-down menus of all the available dollar variables for this specific test. So first, we're going to go over just your basic dollar variables. So I'll click this drop-down menu. I'll click test. So here we have, if I want to be able to insert the test name, I'll double click this, and this is generated here. If I want to see what that looks like when I actually generate the test, I can hit apply, and it'll print out what I'll end up seeing when I generate the report. So in this case, this test name is RVC custom reporting. It'll be generated. So if I want to use this in my template, I'll copy this dollar variable. I'll go back to my my Word document here, and I can go to a point in my test. For example, I'll just do it in the bottom of the test here. I can go back here, I hit Control V, I pasted the test name here. I'm gonna expand this a little bit bigger. Okay. So now when we generate our test or generate our custom report, this will populate the test name here. And if I want to do some shortcuts here, I can actually, if I want to generate something like, scroll up here, see how all these are in a column like format. I can do that as well. I can go to dollar variables. So if I want to implement the customer name, the test article here, and the, say, start date, I can copy these. I can see what it'll look like if I hit apply, see how it prints out here. And I can copy these, and I can put them in the bottom of my template here. And they should print out when we end up generating the tests. So these are useful, for example, in this type of format, if I want to just put text and give information to whoever's viewing the report. In the cases which you have a lot of data at one time, it's good to use tables. So if we scroll to the bottom here, you'll see additional test setup info, and then you'll see these table variables. So this will actually print a table populated with the specific parameters I have set. So it's the same way as the variables, or just the basic variables. You're going to go to table, and then you can figure out what you want to use. So if I want to print the channels, all the front end data, let me clear this first. I can copy this, and I can put this into my test, and it'll print a table out. It's hard to show in our software because if you hit apply, it won't generate the table for you in the GUI, but if I actually generate the test, you'll be able to see it. So that's what we'll do now. So I'm gonna hit close on this. I'm gonna go back to my custom reporting window, and I'm going to hit OK, and this will generate the test. So the file already exists here because I've been playing around with this, but I can overwrite it. It's not a problem. So I'm gonna hit overwrite, and this will generate. So here now, as you can see, this was all populated. If I go back to my template document, you can actually see the difference. So here we just have the dollar variables here. All I had to do was hit report, generate, and now you can see the difference between the two. So now, test title's populated, the customer, the test article name, and whatnot. The table contents here, this is a Word feature, but I can actually update this table, the entire table, and this will actually fill in the table contents for me. So here we have pictures that are generated here. So I'll go over these in a moment. Then we have our graphs. So as you can see before in our old template, it was a placeholder image. So this image actually can be whatever you want. Default, we just use our standard DP900 plot window, but you can use any image here, and you can right click and go to edit alt text. And you can see, actually, I can implement dollar variables here. So in this case, if I go back to my actual report I generated, this corresponds to the dollar variable I selected. So it'll be graph, it'll print the page here and the first plot on the page. So if I go back to DP900, you'll see the control drive, and this is our first plot. So that goes from there. And then to access those again, I go back to my custom reporting window. I can go to my dollar variables again, and I can go to graph, and it'll show me how to do page names and print graphs. So it's very useful, and it'll copy the entire template over. So if you have graph templates, like in this image, you'll be able to copy all the information from the graph. So here I actually ran into an issue, which I saw, and I actually did it on purpose. If I scroll here, you can see that this is duplicate images, and I don't want that, right? So in order for me to change this, I need to go to the edit alt text, and I can see that this dollar variable corresponds to the run images, and it looks like I purposely didn't. I used the same numerical value for be inserted into the test. So I need to change this. I want to use image 2. So in order to do that, I'm gonna hit alt text, I'm gonna put run image 2. And in order for me to access that, I can actually go back to my custom reporting window, and I can go to media, or I can go to image. I can either use run images or test images. So this way I can, again, just like any other dollar variable I've been using, I can double click and I can see what type of image dollar variable I need. So in the case of how this is numbered, it depends on the images attached to the run. So actually how to view those is I'll actually close this window out. I'll go back to DP900. I'll close out here. I can go to the drop-down menu and go to attachments. And this will actually bring up our attachment functionality and DP900. And I can see each image. So I want to use this image as our shaker, the 2516. And this will be image 2. So it's just labeled from top to bottom. So this is image 1, image 2, image 3. So if I want to enter image 2, I'm going to put 2 instead of 1 in my dollar variable. So I'll go back to my test. Now we'll go here, go to edit alt text, and I already did it a second ago, but I would change it to 2. If I wanted to put this image, which is my third image, in here, I'd put it as a 3. I didn't implement it there. So now I need to overwrite this template. So what I'll do, actually before I do that, here is the tables pronounced. So this will show you so for example, here I had a dollar variable that's printed out all these values for this table. This will now, you can give a lot of information with just one line of, like one sentence. You can just use one variable and it'll print out an entire table of data. So it saves a lot of time on data entry, and it makes repeating tests extremely easy and saves you a lot of time. So down here at the bottom, as you can see before, yeah, so this is all of our table variables that got printed. So now what I'll do is I'll save this template. I'll go back to DP900. I will go to, again, custom report. I'm going to make sure the correct template is selected. So now this is our default template we had before, but if I want to override an existing template, for example, when I made that error, I want to correct my error, I'll go ahead and click this button here to select the template, and I'll figure out which report I need. So this will be run 1 here. I'll select, I'll hit open, and then I'm going to overwrite it. So I'll hit OK. I'll overwrite, and then I'll generate it. So I want to open it. So here it is. So now I should correct. Yep. So now we have a new image here. I just corrected. So I overwrote the test to correct error. So that way you don't have to start from scratch every time. You can actually write over an existing template because these variables are still the same. It's still the same edit alt text dollar variable. So this is pretty much all of the information regarding custom report generation. I'll show you how easy it is to generate a new test or a new custom report from a different test in DP900. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to DP900 here. I'll go to manage tests. And here I have an impact hammer test I want to generate a custom report from. So I actually have a different template for this run. So I'll double click this to open this run. I'll go to custom report, and I will double check my template to make sure it's the correct template. So this one's named analyzer at the end instead of just advanced report template. And I will hit OK, overwrite. It's actually open currently. So 1 second. Do the same thing again. Double check the template. I will hit OK, overwrite, and now it will generate. So now I have a new test template. It looks relatively the same as the previous test, but this actually has different different dollar variables associated with it, and there's different for this type of impact hammer test. So here we have time to domain data from an impact hammer test, and then frequency domain data. So this can show you how easy it is to, if you already have a template created, you can generate a lot of different reports on the fly very quickly and save a lot of time. Thank you for joining today. Again, my name is Holden Gibler, applications engineer for data physics. My contact info is down at the bottom if you have any questions. For more information, you can visit our website, dataphysics.com, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you.